Hello and welcome to another episode of Connecting the Dollars. Today we are going to check in with our budgeting and talk about just kind of a little quick overview of what you can look at halfway through the year, a little paycheck check in, and planning for one off expenses. My name is Emily Agosto. I'm a CPA and financial advisor with Propel Financial Advisors.
And I'm Amanda Vaught, attorney and fellow financial advisor.
So let's jump in here. We're filming this in the summertime, so it's like halfway through the year, and we definitely encourage people to do a little budgeting check-in. If you're not the type of person to be sitting down with a spreadsheet every month and diligently tracking everything, that's okay. This is for you. You're someone who has kind of your ducks in a row. You've got your automated savings happening. You've got maybe some retirement planning going on, but you want to check in and see where you can save or where you can spend a little more on a vacation maybe this summer. So, I'll go ahead and start. I think the first thing I would say is to get to know your spending habits if you don't already know. Take a look at your credit card every month or so and look at the history. See what obviously your monthly like automatic expenses are, like subscriptions and things like that, but also kind of take a look and see like, oh, I have a lot of birthdays in this particular month where I ended up spending more than I did in this other month. And I think that's really helpful to be able to focus a little bit on those months that are less spendy, at
Yeah,
least for me, and then like not go overboard in those months where you don't have so many expenses. But what do
yeah.
you have to say about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of the budgeting, right, you look at a monthly expenses. That's how it's typically done.
Right.
But for most of us, like you're saying, the expenses ebb and flow, right? It's not, yes, we all have the same things. We all have to pay our electricity bill every month. We have our, car expenses, what have you. But, in March, I'm busy working. I'm not going out as much. There's just not as much going on, so I'm not spending as much. In May, June, it's nice out. You're going out, you're seeing friends. It's graduation time. You're sending graduation gifts. These one-off things come up more and more.
They
So
definitely add up for sure.
yeah. So I think a lot of people try to make a monthly budget and then they get stuck because they'll have a month where there'll be more stuff going on that requires you to spend more money. And they'll be like,
Mhm.
well, I blew my budget this month. And really, you didn't. You're just living your life, you
Right.
know? So don't beat yourself up about it. Just be like aware that this is a thing that's going to happen and it's very normal.
Totally.
Um, so. Um,
The
Not that
next
we would say go willy-nilly and just be like, oh, it's June, it's time to blow a bunch of money, right? Be responsible about it, but we're trying to say just be aware of it and be conscious of it.
Right. Don't let it like snowball and then all of a sudden you can't pay your rent next month or something like that.
Yeah.
Another thing, okay, so aside from taking a look back and getting to know your typical spending habits, this is a good time to take a look at your paycheck, take a look at your withholding, maybe do some tax planning with a professional. Make sure you are contributing to your 401k. If you have a 401k at your job, what other things, Amanda?
Yeah, I think those are all great things. I think, some people just don't look at their paychecks, which is it's all automatic anymore, so it makes sense. You don't need to, but just checking in every once in a while. I recently worked with a client who was expecting a raise and hadn't looked at her paycheck. And when we looked at it, I said, well, you're on track to make this much this year. She's like, no, I'm not supposed to be making that much. I'm supposed to be making $10,000 more.
Oh
It's like,
gosh.
oh, okay, well, let's deal with this. And some mistake got made. And so it just checking your pay even is a good thing to do.
Yeah, definitely. I know that maybe not typically around this time, but companies will change. the price of their insurance every now and then. And sure, they'll tell you, but like Amanda said, so many things are automatic. You're getting direct deposit, so you're like, okay, well, my direct deposit is still around the same amount, but it's just
Yeah.
important to take a look and be like, oh, where is my money going? Like, am I contributing? I'm only contributing 3% to my 401k. Let's maybe bump it up because I have a little excess cash growing in my checking account. That 1%, can make a big difference going
Yeah, it
forward.
adds up. Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, so I think all those check your withholding, right? That's always a big one that why do everybody hates doing that?
It's it
I
is a confusing thing. It
yeah,
doesn't make sense a lot of the
no.
times.
No, it's everybody struggles with it, but it's really good to do. Preventing that surprise tax bill is yeah, you're just helping yourself. I
It's a
know
major.
it's not fun, but just do with it. Do it. Just get it over with.
Trust us, talk to us. We'll help you
Yes.
get it in the
Exactly,
right place.
exactly. And that will make that summer vacation just much more fun, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, summer is the time for a lot of one-offs, a lot of special events coming up, maybe weddings, different parties people are having. And so I like to kind of think of this as like an emergency fund, but it's like for non-emergencies. It's like I know people do it different ways, but I like to have a true emergency fund set up for things that, like, I don't know, the car needs work that I wasn't expecting, or I don't know. I don't like to think about emergencies, but that's one. Or we need to
Yeah.
replace the roof, whatever, stuff like
You
that. And
lose your
then
job.
yeah, or that.
So, yeah. No, I
Thank you.
mean,
That's
sorry.
great.
It's just, it's more in my, I don't know. The economy is okay, right? But there is, the unemployment rate is tucking up slightly and it is impacting more and more people.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah.
So I have that kind of where I want it. Then I have this supplemental savings account that's for like, oh, my friend is like, hey, do you want to go to this concert? Sure. I'm going to use those funds for that. Something a little, it's unexpected, but it's fun. And it's just easier, I don't know, in my mind to have it kind of divided up.
Yeah, yeah, same. I like to take care of savings first, right? Which is what we generally advise people. Set aside enough for your retirement, your emergency savings. If you're saving in 529, say for your children's college, all those long-term goals, once that money is set aside, and you paid your bills, the extra, I think it helps you feel better about being like, yeah, it's okay for me to buy tickets to this concert because I know I've
Yeah.
already taken care of, um, my other long-term goals, right?
Hmm.
So makes the fun more fun.
Yeah, I think so. And
Yeah.
again, as we said at the top, like even though I didn't like write this into I don't have a spreadsheet, but if you're someone who does and you're like, oh, I didn't plan for this particular thing, it just, I don't know, it helps you see that you're on track. You don't have to be, what am I trying to say? It's just freeing. And if you're someone who doesn't like to deal with the money things, like if you don't technically like, if you're, let's say your partner is the one who handles the money things, and you just want to be sure that you're not like messing things up or getting anything, I don't know, out of whack
Yeah.
with your
Hmm.
budget, just having that, your partner can be like, oh yeah, no, we're good. Go ahead. It's just so much
Yeah.
easier. It prevents any conflict.
Yes. It always is good if you are in a relationship to have that check-in. You don't have to do it every day, right? Or every week, but a cadence that works for you and your relationship. But there should be a check-in at some point. Personally, that's the method I kind of use. As my husband is much better at the day-to-day keeping track of the spending and the bill paying and all that stuff. And so periodically have a check-in. Like, is
Yeah,
this, everything's on track and so um takes that load off of my plate, you know, we can spread the work around a little bit. You don't have to do it all yourself.
definitely. And just
Yeah.
having like little things in your head, like, oh, I don't want my credit card to be Or if I see my credit card creeping towards a limit that I've set for myself in my head, then, I may investigate a little more and think a little more about my spending. So I think the main idea, what I'm trying to say is if you, even if you don't use a program or have a written budget that you diligently stick to every month, you can have these little like triggers in your mind to be like, oh, let me take it easy because I'm getting towards my limit that I'm comfortable spending. Or my checking account went under a limit that I like to keep it at. Those are just little tricks that I like to use to keep my spending in order.
Yeah, yeah. Those are all good things. I like it.
Anything else to add?
Yeah, no, I think that's good. I think everything has gone so digital and when I was younger, I used to just budget by putting $100 in my wallet and saying, well, this is my spending money uh for the week or the month or whatever it was. And then now you can't really do that anymore, right? Because no,
Yeah.
it's just everything's Apple Pay, click on my phone or
Yeah.
whatever. So it does get more amorphous and abstract when you're not actually seeing the dollars come out of your wallet. Um,
Yeah.
so
It's
yeah,
way too easy to use Apple Pay.
yeah.
It's like a
Yes,
love-hate thing with me.
for sure.
But yeah, so this is going to wrap it up for our quick little budget check-in.
Yeah.
If you,
I would just say too, different people have different tricks that they use that
Mhm.
works for them. It's never one size fits all. So if you do have a trick that you like that works for you, please share it. Leave it as a comment, or you can reach out to us at our email and let us know. We always like to hear from our listeners.
Yep, info at connecting the dollars is our email address. You can find us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, obviously, at Propel Financial Advisors. So give us a like, follow us for more information like this, and we'll talk to you soon.